Where we're at is that robots are deciding what prices are. Robots are deciding how much workers get paid.
Corporate greed has evolved. Companies aren't just raising prices anymore.
It's electrical shelf labels that shows the price. It shows the product information that the customer needs. Basically just a paper label digitalized, and we are able to change the price within minutes if we want to.
They're using artificial intelligence to determine exactly how much you personally will pay for the same product your neighbor's buying. And they're doing it in real time, silently, without you ever knowing.
ESLs can already be found at Whole Foods, Amazon Fresh, Kroger, stores in Canada, Europe and Asia, and more.
Electronic store labels really improve the operational efficiency of supermarkets.
This is surveillance pricing, and it's already happening to you. A Consumer Reports investigation released in December 2025 revealed something shocking.
Costco, Kroger, Safeway, Sprouts, Albertsons, and Target. If you used Instacart to shop at any of these retailers, you may have unknowingly participated in Instacart's AI-enabled pricing experiments, according to a new Consumer Reports investigation.
We had hundreds of volunteers shop for the same exact grocery products at the same exact time, and in every case, they were subject to price experiments.
72% of Instacart users don't want the company charging different customers different prices for the same groceries. But it doesn't matter what you want. Instacart was already doing it. The same carton of milk you see for $3 appears as $3.50 to the person ahead of you and $2 to the person behind you. The differences aren't random, they're calculated. AI analyzed your browsing history, your purchase patterns, your location, even how long you hesitate before clicking buy. Then it determined your pain point, the maximum amount you'll pay before walking away. You're not shopping anymore. You're being priced. This didn't start yesterday. The concept of dynamic pricing dates back to the airline industry in the 1970s, when ticket prices were still regulated by the federal government. The Airline Deregulation Act of 1978 changed everything. Airlines gained full freedom to set fares, and this opened the door to the first yield management systems. American Airlines developed one of the pioneering models called Dynamo, which analyzed demand patterns and automatically adjusted prices. By 1985, the company reported revenue increases between 6 and 8% solely from these strategies. By the decade's end, almost every commercial airline was using similar mechanisms. The principles were simple but revolutionary for the time. Raise prices as planes filled up, increase fares for those purchasing close to flight dates, offer discounts only when occupancy needed stimulation. The practice worked so well that by the 1990s it expanded to hotels, car rentals, and rail transport. Hilton became one of the first hotel chains to systematically adopt dynamic pricing in the mid to late 1990s. By 1997, the chain was using a centralized rate-setting system that compared projected occupancy, historical demand, and seasonal booking patterns in real time. According to corporate reports, Hilton managed to increase its revenue per available room by nearly 6% annually for 3 consecutive years. But this was just the beginning. With the arrival of e-commerce in the mid-1990s, a second phase began. Amazon pioneered price variations based on browsing data, search history, and user behavior. In 2000, specific cases became public, showing how the same DVD could be sold with a 6% markup to one customer and not to another. Amazon described these price differences as controlled tests, but those experiments proved something crucial. Digital commerce made it possible to modify prices automatically, individually, and silently without consumers noticing. Nothing normalized dynamic pricing as much as Uber's arrival in 2012. The company popularized surge pricing, a model that automatically increased fares when demand exceeded supply. The algorithm analyzed variables like available drivers, local events, weather conditions, and time of day. Based on these factors, it could multiply ride costs by up to 200% during peak moments. Although Uber argued this encouraged drivers during high demand, later studies questioned its effectiveness. Research showed the system significantly increased fares without an equivalent increase in driver earnings. Between 2022 and 2025, independent investigations documented that Uber's take rate in the United States rose from 32% to 42%. This increase reflected how the algorithm prioritized corporate profitability over balancing supply and demand. By the mid-2000s, millions of users had become familiar with prices doubling or tripling at any moment. They accepted it without questioning. The stage was set for other industries to adopt similar models. But there's something more sinister happening. A Belgian newspaper accused Uber of seeing riders' phone battery levels and changing fares based on that information. When your battery drops below 15%, Uber can charge up to 6% more. They know you're desperate. They know you need the ride. They exploit that desperation. Uber denied this, but the pattern is undeniable. The real leap came after 2020 when companies began integrating advanced AI into pricing systems. Delta Airlines announced in 2025 that it's using AI to forecast demand and set passenger fares, with plans to expand AI-driven pricing from 3% to 20% of domestic fares. Unlike previous models, which relied mainly on demand levels, these new algorithms analyze millions of data points simultaneously. They estimate how much each customer is willing to pay. It's no longer about adjusting prices by hour or city, but by individual. The AI learns from your history, geographic location, how many times you search for the same item, even how long you left a product in the cart. Studies found that iPhone users receive systematically higher prices, with variations reaching 15% for specific products and services due to the statistical association between Apple devices and greater purchasing power. The Federal Trade Commission's January 2025 report revealed how deep this surveillance goes. Companies collect data through account signups, loyalty programs, and embedded trackers across websites and apps. These trackers capture granular signals like how far you scroll down a page, which videos you watch, how fast you navigate between screens, even your mouse movements. Combined with demographic data and purchase history, these patterns enable retailers to infer your emotions, urgency, and economic status, indicators that shape what price appears next. The most controversial development came between 2022 and 2025, with dynamic pricing in digital supermarkets and grocery delivery apps. The Consumer Reports study on Instacart revealed that through AI tools, products could vary in price by up to 23% among different users viewing the same item at the same time. Between 74 and 75% of products analyzed showed different prices simultaneously. Let that sink in. 3 out of 4 grocery items you're buying online right now might cost someone else a completely different amount. In December 2025, after this investigation went public, Instacart announced an immediate halt to its AI-powered pricing experiments. But the damage revealed something terrifying. This practice had been running silently for years while you thought you were shopping normally. And it's coming to physical stores. In 2025, several supermarkets in the United States began replacing traditional paper price tags with digital shelf labels. Walmart announced plans to deploy these labels in 2,300 stores by 2026. Kroger already began rolling them out to hundreds of stores. These digital labels allow prices to be changed instantly for thousands of items in just seconds. Senators Elizabeth Warren and Bob Casey sent a letter to Kroger warning that digital price tags enable grocery chains to transition to surge pricing.
In the U.S., Senators Elizabeth Warren and Robert Casey took issue with Kroger's use of electronic shelf labels and dynamic pricing, saying, widespread adoption of digital price tags appears poised to enable large grocery stores to squeeze consumers to increase profits.
Where the price of basic household goods could surge based on time of day, weather, or other events, allowing stores to extract maximum profits. Kroger denied planning surge pricing, but the capability exists. The infrastructure is being installed right now. Once those digital labels are everywhere, nothing stops them from implementing the same pricing algorithms that airlines and ride-sharing companies have normalized. A Safeway in Washington, D.C. was caught pricing a single dozen eggs at 5 different levels, ranging from $3.99 to over $6 depending on the customer. Same store, same eggs, different prices. Former FTC Chair Lina Khan warned that we're moving from a transparent market with public prices to an opaque world where consumers are alone against secret algorithms. She stated we must stop asking if this is okay and start asking if we should ban these practices entirely. The FTC investigation examined companies including MasterCard, JP Morgan Chase, and consulting firms like McKinsey and Accenture. These middlemen create what Khan called a shadowy ecosystem of data sourcing, providing companies with the personal information needed to predict consumer pain points. A McKinsey study estimated that AI-based pricing systems can increase a company's revenue by up to 15%. Investigations found big retailers with little regional competition can extract large profits simply by adjusting prices of essential goods like food items. Consumer reports detected differences of up to 116% in the price of the same online product depending on the buyer's zip code. That's not a typo. The same product, over twice as expensive, simply because of where you live. Airlines documented revenue increases up to 20% after implementing AI-based dynamic pricing systems. This isn't efficiency, this is extraction. The 2025 generation of pricing AI uses reinforcement learning to test thousands of micro-variations in seconds. These systems don't just react to market conditions, they learn from behavioral psychology to exploit vulnerabilities. Someone who hesitates on a product page may trigger a time discount, creating urgency. Another person who clicks quickly might see a premium price because the algorithm interprets speed as desperation or wealth. Shopping has become behavioral gaming, rewarding some users while penalizing others for traits they never knew were being tracked. Harvard Law School professor Noah Giansiracusa explained the fundamental problem: information inequality. In old markets, buyers and sellers knew roughly the same about each other. Now companies know every video you've watched on YouTube, everything you've searched in Google, everything you've liked on Facebook, every conversation you've had with an AI chatbot. Does that feel like a fair situation? You're negotiating price with an entity that knows more about your psychology than you do. 13 states introduced bills targeting surveillance pricing in 2025. California's Assembly Bill 446 sought to ban the practice entirely, but faced strong opposition from corporate lobbies and was mostly struck down. Colorado introduced legislation making it an unfair trade practice to use surveillance data to set individualized prices. New York passed a law requiring disclosure when personalized algorithmic pricing is used, but disclosure isn't protection. Telling you that you're being exploited doesn't stop the exploitation. The United Kingdom's Digital Markets, Competition and Consumers Act, effective April 2025, allows regulators to fine companies up to 10% of global revenue for unfair or misleading consumer practices, including hidden or biased digital pricing. This is the kind of enforcement needed. But in the United States, progress remains uneven. Companies continue operating in legal gray areas. The lack of universal regulations leaves consumers vulnerable to systematic exploitation. This isn't just about paying a few dollars more for groceries. Surveillance pricing deepens economic inequality. Those with less money, tracked through their browsing patterns and purchase histories, often pay more for essentials because algorithms determine they have no alternatives. Imagine being charged inflated prices for medicine during a health emergency because AI detected your desperation. Imagine paying more for last-minute travel to attend a funeral because the algorithm knows you have no choice. These aren't hypothetical scenarios. These are the logical extensions of systems already deployed and actively pricing against you right now. A nationally representative survey of 2,240 U.S. adults in September 2025 found that 72% of Instacart users did not want different pricing for different users. But corporations don't care what you want, they care what you'll pay. The most effective solution is regulatory. We need comprehensive privacy laws that cut off the flow of personal data at the source. Almost every other advanced industrial country has done this. Congress has failed, but there are practical steps. Use private browsing tools or VPNs to limit data collection. Clear your search history and cookies regularly. Install privacy-focused browser extensions to block online trackers. Compare prices across devices and browsers. Check what friends and family see for the same products. Document price differences and report them to your state attorney general. Most importantly, demand transparency. Support legislation requiring companies to disclose when they use algorithmic pricing. Vote for representatives who prioritize consumer protection over corporate profits. The global market for electronic shelf labels was estimated at $1.85 billion in 2024 and is projected to reach $7.54 billion by 2033. Walmart alone signed a €1 billion contract to accelerate digital label deployment. As smart fridges and home assistants become primary shopping interfaces, the opportunity for AI to capture moment-of-need pricing increases exponentially. Your refrigerator will know when you're out of milk. It will know you need it now, and it will price accordingly. The technical challenge for the industry isn't whether they can implement surveillance pricing. They already have. The challenge is finding the middle ground between efficiency and exploitation. But left to themselves, corporations always choose profit over ethics. This is why public backlash matters. Instacart halted its AI pricing experiments only after Consumer Reports exposed them. Delta backtracked on public statements about AI pricing after senators demanded answers. Kroger insists it won't use surge pricing only because of public scrutiny. Without pressure, without investigation, without regulation, surveillance pricing becomes universal. The one-price era ends, and every purchase becomes a negotiation where you don't even know you're being negotiated against. You're already being priced. The question is whether you'll accept it. Have you noticed different prices for the same products online? At Machine Minds, your opinion matters to us, so feel free to share your surveillance pricing experiences in the comments. Include the product, platform, and price differences you discovered. Until next time, take care.